They came on a Tuesday morning. The massive ships darkened the skies above every major city on Earth, their metal hulls reflecting sunlight like artificial stars. The Galactic Confederation had spent years studying humanity from afar, watching our broadcasts, analyzing our military capabilities, and measuring our technological progress. They had conquered 17 other civilizations before us, and to them, Earth looked like an easy target. How wrong they were. Admiral Reed stood in the ruins of what had once been the Pentagon, his weathered face illuminated by the flames of burning alien wreckage. The initial attack had been devastating, precisely targeted strikes that had wiped out military bases, command centers, and government buildings across the globe. The aliens had expected Earth's military forces to crumble without their central command. They really don't understand us at all, do they? Reed muttered, watching as a group of soldiers salvaged weapons from a crashed alien fighter. Around him, what remained of Earth's military leadership was already reorganizing, adapting, evolving. The aliens had destroyed their command centers, but humanity had learned from its own history. Every unit, every soldier, knew how to operate independently if needed. The first wave of alien ground forces landed 3 days after the initial bombardment. They marched out of their ships in perfect formation, their advanced energy weapons ready to subdue what they expected to be a broken and terrified population. Instead, they found themselves facing an enemy that turned everything into a weapon. In New York, construction workers used their equipment as makeshift armor. In Mumbai, street vendors turned their carts into mobile ammunition depots. In Lagos, taxi drivers formed transport networks for resistance fighters. The aliens had studied Earth's militaries but had failed to understand a crucial fact. On Earth, every human was a potential soldier. "Sir," a young lieutenant ran up to Admiral Reed, her uniform covered in dust from the rubble. "We've captured one of their communication devices. The tech team says you need to see this." In an underground bunker, hastily established beneath the ruins of a shopping mall, Earth's remaining military leaders gathered around a holographic display. The alien communication painted a picture that made them smile grimly. The invaders were confused, their perfect battle plans falling apart. The aliens had expected to face organized armies. Instead, they found themselves fighting farmers who knew every inch of their land, teenagers who could turn social media into intelligence networks, and veterans who trained civilians in the art of guerrilla warfare. Every conquered city became a maze of resistance, every occupied territory a death trap for the invaders. But humanity's greatest advantage wasn't just their adaptability. It was their unity in the face of extinction. Age-old enemies shared intelligence, former adversaries coordinated attacks, and international borders became meaningless in the fight for survival. The aliens had thought destroying Earth's governments would leave its people helpless. Instead, it had removed the only barriers that had kept humanity divided. They made 3 crucial mistakes. Admiral Reed told the assembled leaders. First, they assumed destroying our command centers would paralyze us. Second, they thought our technological inferiority made us weak. And third, he paused, a cold smile crossing his face. They didn't realize that humans are at their most dangerous when backed into a corner. The holographic display showed alien casualties mounting across the globe. Their perfect formations were useless in Earth's cities, their advanced weapons less effective than expected against humans who could turn anything into cover. And most importantly, their rigid military doctrine couldn't adapt to an enemy that rewrote the rules of engagement every day. As the first week of the invasion drew to a close, the aliens made their final mistake. They gave humanity time. Time to learn, to adapt, and to turn the invaders' own weapons against them. In their arrogance, they had expected a swift victory. Instead, they had awakened a species that had spent its entire history preparing for this moment, though they hadn't known it. The galaxy was about to learn why humans were different. This wasn't just another invasion. This was humanity's introduction to the stars, and they would make sure it was memorable. The first alien ship fell from the sky 30 days after the invasion began. It wasn't shot down by advanced weapons or sophisticated technology. A group of mechanics in Detroit had figured out how to turn industrial lasers into makeshift anti-aircraft weapons. The aliens never saw it coming. They hadn't expected humans to repurpose manufacturing equipment into weapons of war. In an underground lab beneath the ruins of Cambridge University, Dr. James Miller held up a piece of alien technology with grease-stained hands. What had started as a desperate attempt to understand the enemy's weapons had turned into something much more significant. Humans weren't just learning to use alien technology. They were improving it. It's like they never considered that their equipment might be used against them, he told the gathered team of scientists and engineers. Their safety protocols are designed for their biology, not ours. And that's where it gets interesting. The discovery was revolutionary. The Alien Confederation had built their technology around their own physical limitations. But humans, it turned out, could withstand forces that would kill most alien species. Where the invaders needed complex safety systems, humans could push the equipment far beyond its intended capabilities. In the skies above Arizona, this advantage became devastatingly clear. Tom Walker, a former crop duster pilot, pushed a stolen alien fighter to speeds that would have knocked its original pilot unconscious. The aliens' combat doctrine fell apart when faced with pilots who could pull maneuvers their bodies could never survive. They built everything assuming their own limits were universal, Walker explained to his fellow resistance pilots. But we can take more G-forces, react faster, and survive conditions they never planned for. Their own ships work better for us than them. The aliens' confusion turned to horror as they watched humans adapt to their technology at an unprecedented rate. Children in resistance camps learned to operate alien computers faster than adult aliens could. Mechanics who had never seen advanced technology were modifying alien vehicles to work better under Earth conditions. But humanity's greatest advantage wasn't just their physical capabilities. Earth itself had prepared them in ways the aliens couldn't understand. A species that could survive from the Arctic to the Sahara, from mountain peaks to ocean depths, proved incredibly difficult to defeat. Send the word out. Admiral Reed commanded from the new resistance headquarters deep in the Rocky Mountains. Every environment is a weapon. Every skill is valuable. Every human is a potential fighter. The resistance grew stronger each day. Farmers used their knowledge of the land to set traps the aliens never saw coming. Construction workers turned their understanding of buildings into deadly urban warfare tactics. Even chefs proved valuable, their knowledge of Earth's chemistry helping to find weaknesses in alien equipment. The invaders had expected to face a primitive species. Instead, they found themselves fighting an enemy that turned every aspect of their civilization into a weapon. Humans didn't just fight with guns and bombs. They fought with knowledge, creativity, and an unprecedented ability to adapt. In the ruins of London, a group of high school students discovered how to hack alien communication systems. In the forests of Brazil, indigenous trackers taught resistance fighters how to hunt alien patrols. In the streets of Tokyo, gamers used their quick reflexes and pattern recognition skills to operate stolen alien drones. The aliens had made a fundamental error in their invasion plans. They had assumed that humanity's technological level indicated their capabilities. They hadn't understood that humans had spent thousands of years developing skills that would prove invaluable in ways no one could have predicted. As the second month of resistance drew to a close, the invaders faced an uncomfortable truth. They hadn't found a primitive species ready for conquest. They had awakened a sleeping giant that was now learning to use their own weapons against them. And humanity was just getting started. 3 months into the invasion, humanity launched its first organized counterattack. The alien command ship hovering above the ruins of Moscow never saw it coming. Human pilots, flying hybrid fighters cobbled together from alien and Earth technology, struck from multiple directions at once. Their attack pattern made no sense to the alien commanders. It seemed random, chaotic, and completely unpredictable. That was exactly why it worked. Humans don't think like they do, explained Colonel Mike Ross, watching from the ground as the battle unfolded above. They expect us to follow logical patterns. Instead, we give them chaos. He smiled as another alien ship erupted in flames, brought down by tactics that defied conventional military doctrine. The aliens had based their entire military strategy on carefully calculated probabilities. But humans, they discovered, had an unsettling ability to choose the most improbable actions and somehow make them work. Their combat computers, programmed with thousands of years of galactic warfare data, proved useless against an enemy that refused to follow any known rules of engagement. In orbit, the aliens watched with growing concern as their ships were picked apart by weapons that shouldn't have worked. Humans had taken their technology and modified it in ways that violated every safety protocol and engineering principle the aliens held sacred. The modifications were dangerous, unstable, and incredibly effective. They call it crazy enough to work. Dr. Miller told his team as they prepared another batch of modified weapons. To them, it's an insult. To us, it's a strategy. The scientists around him had learned to embrace what the aliens considered insane, the willingness to try solutions that had no guarantee of success. But the true horror for the invaders came when they realized how quickly humans could recover from injuries. What would have been fatal wounds for alien soldiers often only temporarily stopped human fighters. Their medical records showed humans healing from injuries that should have been permanently disabling. Our bodies evolved on a death world. A military doctor explained to a captured alien scientist. Everything on Earth has been trying to kill us since we first evolved. We adapted by becoming really hard to kill. The Alien Confederation's leadership faced a growing crisis. Their forces were dealing with an enemy that combined physical resilience with complete tactical unpredictability. Standard combat protocols proved worse than useless. They actually made their forces more vulnerable by being too predictable. In what became known as the Battle of Sydney, human forces demonstrated this advantage dramatically. While alien commanders carefully positioned their forces based on tactical algorithms, the humans attacked from underground tunnels that their own engineers had deemed too unstable to use. The entire alien defensive line collapsed because they hadn't considered that humans would risk such a dangerous approach. The problem isn't just that they're strong, an alien commander reported to his superiors. The problem is that they're impossible to predict. They try tactics that have a high probability of failing, and then somehow make them succeed through sheer determination and adaptability. The turning point came when human forces began targeting alien supply lines. Unlike the aliens, humans were used to fighting with limited resources. They could improvise, adapt, and overcome shortages that would have crippled other armies. The aliens, dependent on their advanced technology and precise logistics, found themselves increasingly vulnerable to human guerrilla tactics. As the fourth month of war began, the Alien Confederation faced an uncomfortable reality. They weren't just losing ships and soldiers, they were losing their understanding of how warfare worked. Every human victory defied their military theories. Every successful human attack proved their tactical doctrines wrong. The species they had come to conquer was teaching them a harsh lesson. True strength didn't come from advanced technology or careful planning. It came from the ability to defy expectations, to attempt the impossible, and to never, ever give up. Word spread through the galaxy like wildfire. The Confederation's invasion of Earth had failed. In the Grand Council chamber of the Galactic Alliance, representatives from 100 different species watched video feeds from Earth with a mixture of horror and fascination. They saw human fighters using stolen ships in ways their designers had never intended. They watched as Earth's defenders turned simple tools into devastating weapons. But most importantly, they witnessed something unprecedented. A species that fought harder the more it was pushed. "We need to reconsider our position," Ambassador Gray told the gathered alien diplomats. He was humanity's first official representative to the wider galaxy, chosen for his ability to be diplomatic while making Earth's position clear. Humanity doesn't want war, but we've proven we'll finish any fight we didn't start. The Confederation's failure had shattered the galaxy's power structure. Other species, long intimidated by the Confederation's military might, began reaching out to Earth. They saw in humans something unique, a species that combined technological adaptability with an unbreakable fighting spirit. In a secret meeting on a neutral space station, a group of alien scientists presented their findings about humans to their leaders. Their planet should have killed them, one researcher explained. Instead, it made them stronger. Every challenge they faced became a lesson. Every threat became an opportunity to adapt. But what truly caught the galaxy's attention wasn't just humanity's military prowess. When a massive solar storm threatened an alien colony near Earth's solar system, human ships were the first to respond. Using their modified vessels, they evacuated the entire colony before their sun went nova. The same determination that made humans fearsome warriors also made them valuable allies. That's what they don't understand about us. Admiral Reed explained to an alien diplomatic team. We're not just good at fighting. We're good at surviving, at protecting, at finding solutions where others see only problems. The Confederation began to split over how to handle the human question. Some wanted to continue the war, bringing even more forces to bear against Earth. Others argued for immediate peace talks, seeing the potential benefits of having humans as allies rather than enemies. Look at their history. An alien cultural expert advised the Galactic Council. When humans unite against a common enemy, they're nearly unstoppable. But when you earn their friendship, they'll fight just as hard to protect you. In the ruins of Beijing, now being rebuilt with a mixture of Earth and alien technology, humans hosted their first diplomatic reception for galactic representatives. The aliens were surprised to find that the same species that had devastated their invasion forces could also be welcoming hosts, eager to share knowledge and build bridges. We're offering a choice, Ambassador Gray announced to the gathered representatives. Earth can be your strongest ally or your worst nightmare. The decision is yours. The galaxy watched as humanity began to heal its war wounds with remarkable speed. Cities were rebuilt better than before, incorporating alien technology in innovative ways. Earth's defenders shared their combat techniques with friendly alien species, teaching them how to fight more effectively against common threats. As the 5th month since first contact drew to a close, the galaxy faced a new reality. The species they had dismissed as primitive had emerged as a force that could no longer be ignored. Humanity had not only survived its trial by fire, it had emerged stronger, more unified, and ready to take its place among the stars. The question was no longer whether humans would join the galactic community, but how their arrival would reshape it. Because one thing had become clear to every species watching Earth: humanity's potential seemed limitless, and this was just the beginning. 6 months after first contact, humanity took its first steps into the stars. It started with a single captured alien battleship. Human engineers had not only repaired it, they had improved it. Where alien crews needed 20 members to operate the vessel, humans could run it with just 5. What the aliens considered dangerous maximum speeds, human pilots treated as casual cruising velocity. We're not just copying their technology anymore, Dr. Miller announced to Earth's Unified Space Command. We're making it better. His team had discovered that human brains could process faster-than-light calculations more naturally than any alien species. What took alien navigators minutes to compute, humans could figure out almost instinctively. The first human colony ship launched toward a nearby star system. The aliens had expected it to take months to establish a basic outpost. Instead, within weeks, humans had built a thriving settlement. They used techniques learned from surviving on Earth's harshest environments, turning an alien world into a home faster than anyone thought possible. It's not just the adults, reported an alien observer watching human colonists at work. Their children learn faster than any species we've ever encountered. They pick up alien languages in days, master advanced technology in weeks. It's like their minds are built for rapid adaptation. The galaxy watched in amazement as human ships began appearing at trading posts and space stations. Each vessel showed signs of modifications that alien engineers insisted shouldn't work. Human crews had stripped away safety systems they deemed unnecessary, added features that defied standard design principles, and somehow made their ships faster and more effective than the originals. They don't think like us, an alien shipwright complained to his superiors. They see our safety protocols as suggestions, our engineering standards as starting points. And the worst part is, their crazy ideas actually work better than our careful designs. In deep space, humanity's military prowess took on new dimensions. Earth's naval traditions, developed over centuries of ocean warfare, proved surprisingly effective in space combat. Human commanders used three-dimensional thinking naturally, while most alien species struggled to adapt their ground-based military doctrine to space warfare. Admiral Reed, now commanding Earth's first space fleet, demonstrated this advantage in the Battle of Alpha Centauri. When pirates attacked the new human colony, they expected an easy victory against inexperienced defenders. Instead, they faced ships that moved in ways they'd never seen, using tactics that seemed to ignore basic laws of physics while somehow still working. The difference, Reed explained to his crew, is that we're not afraid to try new things. Every human child who ever dreamed of space battles imagined moves that alien commanders would consider impossible. Now we're making those dreams real. But humanity's greatest impact came from an unexpected direction: their method of teaching. When friendly alien species asked to learn human combat techniques, they discovered that Earth's military training wasn't just about fighting. It was about thinking creatively, adapting to impossible situations, and never accepting defeat. Human training methods are revolutionary, an alien military advisor reported. They don't just teach you what to do. They teach you how to think, how to solve problems no one has solved before, how to keep fighting when everything seems hopeless. As the 7th month of human space expansion began, the galaxy faced an uncomfortable truth. Humanity wasn't just catching up to galactic civilization. They were pushing it in new directions. Every human innovation challenged long-held assumptions. Every human success proved that the galaxy's accepted limitations were more flexible than anyone had imagined. The species that had been dismissed as primitive was now showing the galaxy what true advancement looked like. And they were just getting started. 8 months after the failed invasion, Earth had become the fastest-growing power in the galaxy. In the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, human engineers built shipyards that worked twice as fast as any alien facility. They didn't just follow alien blueprints, they improved them. Where alien ships were built in standard shapes, human vessels looked different every time. Each one was customized, modified, and enhanced based on its crew's needs. That's the thing about humans, an alien observer noted. They don't believe in one-size-fits-all solutions. Every problem gets a unique answer. Every ship gets custom modifications. It's chaotic, but it works better than our standardized approach. The Confederation, once the galaxy's greatest power, watched in disbelief as their former member species began signing treaties with Earth. Humanity offered something the Confederation never had: the freedom to be different, to innovate, to grow without strict controls. We're not here to rule, Ambassador Gray told the Galactic Council. We're here to trade, to learn, and to help others defend themselves. But make no mistake, we'll fight anyone who threatens that vision. The message was clear: humanity would be a protective ally or a devastating enemy. The choice belonged to each species. In the human colony on Mars, scientists made a breakthrough that shook the galaxy. They discovered how to merge Earth's primitive but creative technology with advanced alien systems in ways no one had thought possible. The result was a new type of hybrid technology that worked better than either system alone. It's like they found the sweet spot, a bewildered alien engineer reported. Their primitive solutions actually fill in the gaps in our advanced technology. They're not just copying anymore. They're innovating in ways we never imagined. Earth's military forces grew stronger each day, but not through conquest. Instead, humans became the galaxy's most sought-after teachers. Species that had fought wars for thousands of years came to Earth to learn new ways of thinking about combat, strategy, and defense. Admiral Reed, teaching at the newly established Earth Space Academy, explained it to his alien students. The key isn't having the best weapons. It's having the creativity to use whatever weapons you have in ways your enemy doesn't expect. But what truly set humans apart was their ability to switch between war and peace instantly. The same ships that could fight devastating battles one day would deliver humanitarian aid the next. The same soldiers who struck fear into their enemies would risk their lives to save civilian refugees from any species. They're not just warriors, an alien diplomat observed. They're builders, teachers, explorers, and protectors. That's what makes them truly dangerous. They can be anything they need to be at a moment's notice. In the outer reaches of human space, a new colony faced a natural disaster, a massive asteroid heading for their planet. Instead of evacuating, the colonists decided to attempt something unprecedented. They modified their ships into mining vessels and broke the asteroid apart, turning a potential catastrophe into a resource-gathering opportunity. That's humanity in a nutshell, Dr. Miller told his alien colleagues. We see problems as challenges, disasters as opportunities. It's not just about surviving anymore. It's about turning every situation to our advantage. As the 9th month approached, the galaxy had to accept a new reality. The species they had tried to conquer was now leading them into a new era. Human innovations were changing everything from shipbuilding to agriculture, from medicine to space combat. The Confederation's once mighty empire continued to crumble, not through war, but because humanity offered something better, a future where every species could grow stronger together. The galaxy was changing, and at its heart was the species that had gone from primitive survivors to revolutionary leaders in less than a year. 1 year after first contact, the galaxy had changed forever. In the Great Hall of the new Galactic Alliance on Mars, representatives from 200 species gathered to mark the anniversary. The mighty Confederation that had once ruled through fear was gone, replaced by something new. A coalition of worlds united not by force, but by human ideals of cooperation and mutual defense. They tried to conquer us, Admiral Reed said in his opening speech. Instead, they taught us how to reach the stars. Now we're teaching the galaxy how to be free. The scared veteran's words carried weight. He had led the resistance against the invasion, and now commanded the largest peacekeeping fleet in known space. But humanity's influence went far beyond military power. Earth had become the galaxy's center of innovation, where species from across space came to learn, trade, and grow. The aliens who had once looked down on primitive humans now sent their brightest minds to study at Earth's universities. Humans don't just think outside the box, an alien student explained to her homeworld. They don't even see the box. To them, everything is possible until proven impossible, and even then, they keep trying anyway. In deep space, human exploration ships pushed further than any species had dared to go. They used modified versions of alien technology combined with human ingenuity to survive in conditions that should have been fatal. When they found new civilizations, they didn't conquer. They offered friendship, protection, and a chance to join the growing alliance. Dr. Miller, now heading the Galactic Science Academy, watched as human and alien scientists worked together in ways that would have seemed impossible a year ago. Our greatest strength, he told a group of new students, isn't our technology or our fighting ability. It's our willingness to try new things, to take risks, to imagine better ways of doing everything. The galaxy had learned to fear humans, not because of their weapons or their ships, but because of their unstoppable drive to improve, to explore, and to protect what they cared about. Species that threatened the peace quickly discovered why starting a fight with humans was a terrible mistake. The funny thing is, Ambassador Gray told the Galactic Council, we never wanted to be feared. We just wanted to be left in peace, to explore the stars, and to make friends along the way. But if someone forces us to fight, we'll show them exactly why we're considered the galaxy's most dangerous species. A group of alien historians, studying Earth's rapid rise to power, made a surprising discovery. Humans hadn't changed when they reached the stars. They had always been this way. Their entire history was filled with stories of impossible victories, unlikely innovations, and an unbreakable will to survive and thrive. Look at their entertainment, one historian noted. For thousands of years before they reached space, humans told stories about meeting aliens, exploring the stars, and overcoming impossible odds. They weren't just stories, they were preparation. Humans had been getting ready for this their entire existence. As Earth celebrated its first year as a spacefaring civilization, the galaxy had learned its most important lesson. Humanity's greatest weapon wasn't their technology, their strength, or even their determination. It was their ability to imagine a better future and their relentless drive to make that future real. The species that had started as the galaxy's most surprising defenders had become its greatest hope for the future. Humans were feared, yes, but they were also respected, admired, and valued as friends and allies. In the end, the aliens who had tried to conquer Earth had given humanity the greatest gift possible: the chance to show the galaxy not just how to fight, but how to live, grow, and build a future where every species could reach its full potential.